me. Last time I was here, I was 26 days sober, and I'm glad to say that today I'm 60 days. Woo! Thank you very much. It has been white knuckles every day, I can admit that. A couple of times I think I nearly dropped everything and just completely Forrest Gumped it to the nearest pub. And I was willing to just rack the nearest beer I could and deteriorate to completion. I kept making a fool of myself on alcohol, so I had to stop, and now I'm doing this. So. So I want the alcohol, but I have to admit I do sometimes occasionally have the old toke on the homemade Rohypnol I made in my bathtub. Which is in fact the only time I've ever used algebra, by the way. I'm nearly 40, and I think we've all done this in school out loud. We've said x plus y equals fucking, what is this? What? Miss, I'm never going to use this in real life, actually. Turns out you can't make amphetamines in your bathtub if you know algebra, so not all that useless after all. No, but I don't do that kind of thing. I think it's great that marijuana today is decriminalised and it is perfectly legal with a medical prescription. But I think we need to cut the bullshit and just make it legal across the board. Let's just accept that it's not all that evil. It's not hard drugs, and I'll tell you why. There is someone out there right now who is selling their body for heroin as we speak, unfortunately, right now. And that's their job. They get up every morning, work 9 to 5 at the prostitute factory, and it's they come home from work and their partner says, "How's work, honey?" "Yeah, I'm fucked." "What's for dinner?" "Heroin, thank God." That's the only way I can do this. Yeah, no one's sucking dick for weed, guys. That doesn't happen. If you are sucking dick for weed, please stop, because that's just making it look bad for everyone else, honestly. And there's always that one bloke about weed. They always say, "Yeah, but weed's the gateway drug, man." And it is, to acid. I know acid's not for everyone, but I've had heaps and I'm fine. And it's never scared me. Oh, it did scare me once. When my wife fell pregnant, I got really concerned that maybe all my psychedelic use might cause some bad developmental effects on my child. And, it all turned out all right. 9 months later, my wife gave birth to a beautiful baby Ringo Starr, and it was all good. I've got 3 kids actually, and they are all clearly affected by my drug use. It's like living with a Ringo Starr, an Ozzy Osbourne, and a Keith Richards all at once. Been playing guitar since I was a kid, and I've got to admit that back in my day, the ability to play guitar got me laid a couple of times. And today it's the exact opposite. Whenever my wife sees me go to pick up my guitar, she has this look on her face that I can only describe as sheer disdain. And I can't tell with the look on her face if she's got a knot in her stomach and she's about to shit her pants, or she's got a lump in her throat and she's about to vomit, but either one of them is just as bad, I suppose. But my son doesn't mind. I was playing my guitar, my young son came into the room, he's 9, and he sat down, he watched me play for a bit, and his eyes lit right up, and he was getting right into it. So I turned it up, shredded up a nice cool solo for him, and he loved it, loved every second of it. When I stopped playing, he goes, "You know what, Dad? I think I know what I want for Christmas this year." And I said, "What's that, mate?" He said, "An xylophone." I said, "I reckon you might be getting autism for Christmas, actually, mate." I just play games like that with my kids all the time. That's the kind of relationship I have with my kids, like, especially my son. Like with my dad, we have a funny relationship. We're always playing games. We've been playing hide and seek now for 38 years. What do you do for a living, mate?
Me?
Yeah.
Painter.
Painter? You use your hands. You've got a hand job. What do you do for a living?
Workshop manager.
A workshop manager. So you don't actually on the tools, are you? No, you use your head. You've got a head job. I was in a job interview and I was asked if I had much experience working in jobs where I use my hands, and I said, "Oh, I've had more hand jobs than head jobs, that's for sure." naturally, they had to hire me. I've been a welder for the last 20 years. And actually, I work here in Warrnambool, and every couple of days on the way into work, I'll swing into my local smoko shop and grab myself a feed or a drink, and I'll speak to old mate there who owns it. And I went in the other day and I wanted to buy myself a quick drink, and I put it on the counter, and I got to talking to old mate, and he just started saying, you know what, mate, cost of living today is so hard. The petrol prices, they're just out of this world. I don't understand it. I get it. You've got to mine it, refine it. It's got to be taxed, and it's got to be distributed. It's got to be installed, and then it's sold to the consumer at a retail price. But it's just too expensive for $2.50 a litre these days. I go, yeah, anyway, mate, I've got to go to fucking work. Just the orange juice, thanks, mate. And he goes, yeah, no dramas. 1 litre orange juice, $5. Bear Grylls is an honorary colonel of the Royal Naval Reserve. The only difference between me and that bloke is I used to get pissed off my face, and he drinks piss. That's the only reason why we know him. Really. It's got nothing to do with being a national hero and like put his life on the line for his countrymen. He drinks piss, and that's why we know who Bear Grylls is. And that's the reality of it. And that's about it, and thanks very much, guys.
Justin Wells, everybody! Another round.